Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Little Miss Recap is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name is Amy.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Good morning, Amanda.
Morning, Amy. How are you?
What a journey I've been on.
You're on the struggle bus, girl.
So for those of you unfamiliar with my current situation, my girls are graduating tomorrow, Friday. By the time when you hear this will be the day of their graduation. I'm going to drop this on Friday.
Okay.
Wednesday night was class night. I woke up at 2 a.m. Wednesday morning, just profusely vomiting.
Oh, God.
It was so bad. I definitely had a stomach bug. It was, I still don't feel right,
Okay.
but I managed to make it to class night. I stayed way in the back, away from everybody.
Explain what class night is, because until you explained it to me, I was like, why are you even going to this thing?
So class night for most parents is when you sit there and watch your kids get awards. Class night for Timmy and I was just to sit there and watch other people's kids get awards.
Okay.
At one point I turned to him and said, do our kids even go to this school? You just watch all, like, you know how it is, like the same 12 kids
Yeah.
get all the awards.
Yeah, that's why, like, in my high school, unless you were getting an award, no one
Mhm.
fucking went to these things.
Yeah. Oh,
at
yeah.
all.
It was packed. I mean, I'm finding that I agree with you.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you and I, like, I went to a bigger school district.
yeah.
What
yeah,
I
yeah.
am discovering is with a tiny school, there's 101 graduates in their class.
Okay. Todd was asking me how many kids. I was like, I
Yeah.
think 150. So it's even smaller. Okay.
Yeah. It was, and I'm wrong. So my high school, there was actually only 75 graduates
Oh, wow.
because I went to that private school.
Oh, right. Right.
But the district that I consider myself part of was Scranton, which would have been like 300 or 400, which is what Timmy's graduating class was.
Yeah, I think my class was like 343
Yeah.
or something. I was dead center in our class alphabetically. I was the exact middle of our
Wow.
class.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, so then they do the awards, and that
Mhm.
went on for a long time. And then they do Remember When, which was a cute little video they made. And then they do the slideshow at the end where they play real sad songs
Oh, God.
and they show us all pictures. And I'm sobbing
Oh,
next to
God.
Timmy. And at the end, the lights come on. He turns over and goes, "Were you crying?" I'm like, "I was sobbing. Did you not notice this?"
I feel like that's like the night that Todd and I watched the finale of oh God, what was that show? Strangers. No, Strange Travelers.
Fellow travelers.
Fellow Travelers.
Mhm.
Yes. And I'm watching the finale and I'm sitting here sobbing. And at some point, Todd like asked me some like totally banal question for the moment. And I'm like, do you not see what's happening here?
Leave me alone.
I can't deal with whatever it is you're talking about right now.
No,
I'm sobbing
no.
because of this show. I'm very busy.
Yeah. And, he wore one of his new shirts that he got.
Yes, how did it go?
It was fine, but we're coming home. He's like, "I got to get this monkey suit off." I said, "Timmy, that is like a Hawaiian shirt and khakis.
Oh my
That is
God.
not a monkey suit. What are you
No.
talking about?"
Oh my God. He's
A
so
monkey
funny.
suit, I guess, what is a tuxedo?
Yeah, I think so.
Very different.
Much more confining than whatever he was wearing in this moment. Oh
Yes,
my God.
yes. So anyway, so that's it. Today I think he's sick, so we're spreading it around a little bit, but all is well with me.
The nice thing is it seems to only be about a 24-hour situation.
Oh yeah, not even.
Yeah.
It was like 12.
Okay.
I did get the Zofran, like the BDFs told me to.
Right.
Whipped that down my throat, and that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you poor thing.
It was rough. I did realize too, I had to like cancel recordings. I was supposed to get my hair fixed. I had to push
Oh.
that.
Oh,
So
right.
that's happening tonight at 5:00.
Okay, good.
So we'll see how that goes. I also wanted to make just a few announcements for those of you who don't know. We have a new murder show podcast called Murder She Watched, and I recorded with Kimberly. We did the Tylenol murders. It was a lot of fun. Kimberly from A Date with Dateline, and Becca and I were supposed to yesterday, but we're doing it on Monday. Bakersfield 3. So there's a lot coming up over there. Please give just a bink, like a little subscribe.
Yes.
Over there on the free feed. That would be
And the
helpful.
reviews over there are wonderful. So thank you everyone for leaving those.
Yeah, thank you very much. And also I wanted to say Amanda and I will be doing Netflix, the Queer Ultimatum, the
Mhm.
Ultimatum Queer Edition.
Oh yeah, we will.
We're very excited. That drops June 25th. I'm
Yes.
going to try to get screeners, so I'm not exactly sure when we're going to be dropping our coverage, but we'll do it. Supposing they drop it, assuming they drop it like they do Love is Blind, we'll be doing it like we do the Love is
Okay.
Blind coverage, where we're going to do drop 1, drop 2, drop 3.
Okay.
If that happens. And I think that's it. I think that's the only announcements I have.
Okay.
Oh, the real talk, don't forget, guys, is going to be late. We're going to do it Saturday morning. It's going to be about
Yes.
the graduation.
Yes. Oh God. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm steeling myself for this.
So we're going to do that. And I do know that we have 2 more episodes of Sister Wives, one this Sunday, then one the following Sunday, and then we are done. And Amanda and I will go back to our rewatch.
Yep.
Which was season 4, episode 6.
Yeah, we're somewhere in season 4. Yeah.
Yep. And that will be only on Patreon. Those don't
Yes.
drop on the free feed. And we're also going to go back to the farm. We're going
Whoop,
back to
whoop.
Plathville. Oh.
Just season 1.
Just season 1. And we're going to do 2 episodes at a time, I think.
Yes.
I think.
And we're going to rip the bejesus, literally.
If you
out
hate
of
Mama Plath, this is
Kim
the
and
show
Barry.
for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That horrible woman.
No. I will be on vacation the week of the 16th. I'll be nearby for senior week,
Oh my God.
which I have so much anxiety about. I can't even tell you. So I'll be broadcasting from Rehoboth Beach with my mother.
That'll be
Mhm.
exciting.
A week alone with my mother?
I could come down for a day.
You might have to.
I totally could.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be something. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Guys, we're continuing with the slow-mo. Can't stop, won't stop. I watched it all, so I'm
Okay.
I'm going to try not to say anything about episode 10.
Okay. BDF Meredith reached out to me yesterday. She goes, "Okay, what is this slum W?" And I'm like, "Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, girl." She's like, "Is it good?" I'm like, "Yes, we're loving it." She's like, "God
Oh,
damn it, another
Meredith.
show to watch."
Get into it. Come on, girl. Oh, I did want to say real quick that I'm very frustrated with Match Factory. I'm having a problem with it.
Oh, what's wrong?
I feel like it's become, as you get into the upper levels, I feel like it's become a little pay to play.
Oh, it's totally pay to play.
Yeah,
Which is why I'm
yeah,
a problem.
it's starting to drive me crazy. Like
Okay.
there's no way they expect you to finish this level without dumping money into it.
Yeah.
But on that note, I got a note from a BDF today, BDF Katie.
Yes.
She said, "I know this may be something you do not need right now, but I have a new game for us all.
Oh no.
It's All in Whole, and I can't stop. I actually had to take a break from Match Factory, but I still play it once or twice a week. So there we go. All in Whole.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
but
I'm going to look it up. It sounds dirty.
It does sound dirty, which is why
All
I'm
in
both
Whole.
intrigued and disturbed all at the same time.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, we had to put everything in the hole. Sounds very dirty.
It does.
Okay. All right. So you heard it first, guys. Let's give it a try and see. We can't stop, won't stop Match Factory, of course. But
Right.
yeah,
it's
worth a try. All right, Amanda, take us away.
Okay, we are Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, season 2, episode 9,
Mhm.
Book of Reckoning.
9.
Number 9.
My
Book
personal
of
life is
Reckoning.
at a 3. My professional life is at 9.
What is that from?
Howard Stern.
Oh, okay. That's
Gary
why I don't know.
said, so Gary broke up with, one of Gary's girlfriends broke up with him in
Okay.
like the 80s.
Okay.
And he made her a tape.
Okay.
And like 20 years later, they get a hold of the tape.
Oh boy.
And they terrorize him with it. And on the
boy.
tape, he says, my personal life is at a 4. I think he says a 4. My professional life is at 9. I don't know why. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't even know who Gary is, so that's fine.
Gary Dog
Okay.
Latte.
Sure. So Macy goes to Jesse's while she's packing for their trip to New Orleans. The way all of these girls say New Orleans
Yeah,
is
they
killing
do.
me.
They struggle with it
They're
too.
struggling with
At
it.
one
Whitney's
point-
like New Orleans, New
Yeah,
Orleans.
Whitney's like, what is it? How do you say it?
How have I been saying it? I think I'm
Mhm.
saying it wrong. I think it's New Orleans. And I'm like, no, girl, you got it wrong. You're trying so hard. And they go hang out in her closet, which I'm pretty sure is bigger than the second floor of my entire house.
Yeah, this is a beautiful well, she does say at one point, "It's my spare room." So I think she had a
I
spare
think
room
she turned a
turned into
spare room
closet.
into a closet, which,
Mhm.
hey, if you have the space,
Mary Cosby style. Let's do
yeah,
it.
why not?
Mhm.
And she tells us she's going to dress in green and purple because that's New Orleans colors. And she's all excited. But after the Saints and Sinners party, there's a lot of after the Saints and Sinners party content here.
Yeah.
The timing of the trip is basically awkward as fuck.
Yeah.
Not great. But we're going. She's like, it's paid for. We're going.
You're going on vacation with people you hate, AKA every family vacation when you're a kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now we learn about Jessie's surgery. So Jessie says she's going to have surgery on her thyroid. And I want to talk about this because I think there's some fraud in here.
I wanna talk about this too, but go on. 'Cause we're
So
both thyroid people.
we are thyroid people, and I'm a thyroid cancer survivor. Whoop,
Mhm.
whoop.
Mhm.
So what she said is that on the first season, she had a number of nurses reach out to her because they could see a lump on her neck and thought her thyroid was enlarged.
Nurses saving the world
Saving the world.
one private message at a time.
Same thing happened to Box's Ash.
Yes. Yes, on
When
90
his
Day.
eyes were bulging out of his face, people are like, "Ugh,
He
dude, you
had
got
Graves'
Graves'
disease.
disease.
Yeah.
Like, this is not normal." And if you looked
Mhm.
at old pictures of him, you were like, "Oh yeah, his eyes did not always do that."
Mm-mm.
So what she is saying, and here's what I'm guessing is going on. What she is saying is they can't tell if it's cancer until they remove it. And they're going to remove half of her thyroid. She has like 9 nodules on one and like 9
6
nodules on
on
one.
one and
Oh,
1 on the
one
other.
on the other. Okay. I had the number wrong. So, but anyway, a lot. So here's my experience. So when I had nodules on my thyroid, I got a biopsy before I had surgery.
Mhm.
It doesn't sound like Jessie had that.
Yeah.
Or what could have happened, because this is what happened with me. So I had 3 nodules. One was definitely malignant, one was definitely benign, and one was what is called, well, there's this Bethesda scale that they
Mhm.
use.
Mhm.
And if it's a 3, you have like a 5 to 95% chance of it being cancer.
Mhm.
Sure. That's
Okay.
okay. I get that. That means nothing to me. That's a
That hurts my
meaningless.
brain, but
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So either they did a biopsy on her and they were all Bethesda 3s, so they're iffy until they take them out and can really do a pathology report, or she didn't have a biopsy at all. Like, it doesn't feel like they would have
Okay.
taken her thyroid out without some level of biopsy.
So I wanna talk about this because I have nodules on my
Mhm.
thyroid,
Most people over the age of 40 do.
but nobody has done anything about it. And
Interesting.
I'm like, "Do I need to get some kinda test on this?" All they do is every 6 months I go and they monitor them to make sure
Okay.
that they haven't changed in size
Okay.
or anything like that. That's it.
Okay.
I'm like, "Should I be demanding a biopsy for
I
this?"
mean, as soon as I had nodules, my endocrinologist was like, "We're gonna get a biopsy in these." She goes, "It's probably nothing,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
biopsy nodules."
Yeah, no, I have them. I'm gonna demand a biopsy. Let me write that down.
I'm here to tell you, you're a big baby.
Uh-huh.
It's not fun.
Okay, let me cross that off my list. Okay.
Because
Never mind.
they're sticking needles into your throat.
Okay, you're not under for this.
No.
Okay, never
No.
mind. Not happening. Okay.
No, you're
Mm-mm,
wide awake
mm-mm.
watching it all happen.
No, I'm just gonna trust my endocrinologist.
I had a very hot, interventional radiologist do it, though.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that part was good. He was real handsome.
Mm.
And the other part is for every nodule you have, they do 4 samples.
Nope.
So because I had 3, I had 12 extractions, I guess.
They at least numb the area,
They
right?
numb the skin. Yeah, it doesn't actually hurt that much. It feels weird. It doesn't hurt. It
Ugh.
feels really weird.
All right. Like nurses everywhere, BDF nurses, come at me. Should I get a biopsy on these things?
Okay.
Okay.
Tell her what to do.
Because I have a goiter too. Is that separate?
Yes, that's different.
Yeah, I have a goiter, which my great grandmother died from the goiter.
I understand that, and you're terrified you're going to choke on
Freaks
your own
me
goiter.
out. Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, okay.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
So I find it odd that they were going to do surgery without doing any sort of
Yeah, I
biopsy
feel
on
like we're
her.
not getting the whole picture
I
here.
do too.
But anyway.
So she's decided they're going to do a partial thyroidectomy, which is what I have. Jesse,
Mhm.
welcome to your life with Synthroid for the rest of your life. You'll be
Yeah.
fine, girl. So then they talk about the potential of this trip being explosive, especially between Demi and Taylor, because things went real
Yeah,
bad at
because
the Saints and
people who
Sinners
hate
party.
each other are going on vacation
Mhm,
together.
mhm.
It's also called work trips.
Right. Also,
Mhm.
we have the hair stuff between Jesse and Demi.
Yeah.
I appreciate Jesse's journey over these 2 episodes
Yeah.
a
Yep.
lot.
Yep. Yep.
It makes me like her a lot.
So I wanted to tell you that BDF Jessica reached out on Instagram.
Mhm.
Okay. And she was basically like, I love the slow mo coverage, but can I please help you with the understanding of what mom talk is?
Yes, thank you, Jessica.
Okay.
Please help us with the understanding.
So here's what BDF Jessica wrote. It's an entertainment collaborative. They make money separately as their own entities, but they collaborate on brand deals or just videos for more views equals more money. To film these videos, they put money together to rent a house, a set, and then film a lot in one day. So
Okay.
that's why they're so weird about people being in or out, because if you're in, then they have to film together or are in bed together financially with brand deals, appearances, etc.
Got
And
it.
it's not just the set that they put money together for the set, it's for the crew, decorations, props, etc.
Okay.
So that's what Taylor created. She didn't create the hashtag. She got a bunch of Mormon wives together, some friends, some acquaintances that were already famous on TikTok, and created a collaboration with them where they all filmed TikToks together to increase their star power and cash flow. This is common for TikTok, by the way. TikTok houses, where a bunch of streamers or creators get together and collaborate for like a week and film a bunch of content together to increase followers and get bigger brand deals.
Okay.
She wrote, resident younger millennial. Amanda, I can't even tell you how many millennials we have listening.
I know.
This
I
is
know.
wild to me.
I know. I thought we were all a bunch of Gen X ladies, but we have a lot of millennials.
I am so happy about that. Anyway, thank you, BDF Jessica, for your service. This explains so much.
Yes.
Now I've got it.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Okay.
I had no idea that they were, like, renting houses and hiring crews and
Yeah.
doing all sorts of shit. So,
Yeah.
okay, that
Yep.
makes a lot
And
more
it's like
sense.
a if you think of it as a collaborative, that's
It helps.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Demi Taylor stuff. So Macy says, "Mom talk is about supporting women, but right now it just feels about being petty," which is pretty much what I have seen Mom talk to be entirely at this point. So we arrive in New Orleans, and um, once again, a big bus picks them
Of
up.
course.
I said a push once again picks them up. No, a bus. I don't know why I wrote push. Picks them up, but there's no pole this time.
There's no poll.
What are they going to
So
do, Amy?
I don't know.
There's no
Layla
photo
volunteers to
pole.
be the poll.
Well, she kind of is a pole.
Yeah. Yep.
So that would actually work really well. Actually, all of these girls are kind of pole-like
Yeah. And not a
in their
poll like
stature.
I'm a poll with the
No,
maid named Namuka from my grandmother. No,
right.
different kind of
No,
poll.
just a tall, skinny girl who could
Yes.
be used as a
Yes.
pole.
Yes.
So Miranda confesses after the Saints and Sinners party, she did a whole sage cleanse of her house. And Jesse's like, maybe the whole group needs a saging. And I think you all do. That would help you. And they talk about the fact that there remains unspoken tension between Jesse and Demi. So that has to be hashed out too. Now, this group is down to 7 people because Dakota let them know that Taylor wasn't coming. Taylor didn't even bow out. She had Dakota bow out for her.
Taylor couldn't even deal with these bitches.
I actually don't blame her. They're
Me either.
terrible to her. And Demi says it feels a lot better to her, and she's avoiding Jesse because she's scared, and she should be. Demi says without the toxicity of Taylor, because Taylor, according to Demi, is the only toxic person in this room.
Okay, look around, Demi, including
Yeah.
in the mirror. There's a lot of toxic people here.
I'm actually going to say look mostly in the mirror. She's the problem.
She's the problem.
Hopefully they can heal a bit, and they agree that it's good for Demi that Taylor's not there. So now we have Layla. She feels bad now about not having had Taylor's back at the Saints and Sinners party. And you should, girl, because you said you would, and
You
then you
sat
just
there like crickets.
turn into a wallflower, as my mother would say. But Demi crossed lines, bringing Ever into it, which that was fucking dark.
We said at the time that should be off limits. Kids should be off limits.
I was listening before we recorded today, and I have not finished it yet, but the Taylor Frankie Paul interview on the Vile Files like 2 years ago, like when the first season came out.
Okay.
And she talked a lot about the night that she got arrested.
Okay.
And sobbed through it. So it's the last day she took a drink. So what had happened that night, she'd gone to a party and she started drinking. And she was pretty drunk. And she said, I had been blocking off all of my feelings about everything that had happened with the swinging scandal and my divorce and whatever Taylor was doing or whatever Dakota was doing with Jenna, et cetera, et cetera. She's like, and I think because I was drunk, it just all came out. And I was hysterical and I was sobbing, and Dakota was trying to help me, and I got really angry. And she's like, I was just so angry at everybody and everything, and she
Yeah.
threw a chair at him and may or may not have hit her daughter in the
Yes.
process of that. So
Yes.
that's because you had said originally, like, it bothered you that this little girl was being arrested versus this big
Mhm.
guy, but
Mhm.
she was the problem that night, not
Yeah.
Dakota.
Yeah. Just the optics of it. I'm always like, you show up, there's a domestic assault, and you're arresting this little 5'3" girl. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird to
For
me.
sure. But
But
yeah, she was the problem.
Little Miss Recap will return in a moment. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support. By the way, did you see the Suki notes that the person put about Suki from
I
Sister
listened to
Wives?
the whole thing. Yeah.
The biggest takeaway I had is Robin is 5'9".
Oh, I didn't even hear that part.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
tall.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she's tall.
okay. Anyway,
I think she's the tallest of the wives.
I'm always so fascinated by people's height. I don't
Let
know
me
why.
see. Let me Google if I Google
But
Robin.
Taylor, like it was just stunning to me that they arrested her. But I mean, it makes sense. If that's what happened, then she's clearly the problem.
Yes, yes. Sister wives height because it brought me some athlete that was not who we were talking about.
Yeah, no, we don't need that.
This says 5'6".
Okay. Okay. Well, that's probably more accurate. I mean,
Who
Suki's
knows?
just eyeballing it.
Maybe. Okay, so that was what happened that night with Taylor
Okay.
and why. And she talks about being in jail that night and being like, this is the lowest part of her life. And she's like, I got to get my shit
Sure.
together. And she stopped drinking then. I don't know if that's still true, but
And when
they
she
said anyway.
talks about like the low point in her life being the swinging scandal, I feel like the low point in your life should be that.
Oh, I think that is the lowest point in her
Yeah,
life.
I think she's maybe just not saying it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, I think she does say that night was the lowest part in her
Oh,
life.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Because
that's
she
what she
says the
means.
swinging scandal a lot.
I think I
It's
think
all
she
wrapped into
it's
one.
all wrapped
Okay,
together.
I
If the
got you.
swinging
Yep,
scandal had never happened, she never like all of these things would
I
never have
got you.
happened.
Okay.
So, okay, so Layla feels bad. No one feels the eggshell thing that Demi does because she's like, "Don't you all feel like you're on eggshells all the time around
Yeah,
Taylor? Because it's crazy." And they're all looking at her like,
not really.
"No, not really."
Mm-mm.
Michaela is worried about who will be the drama on this trip, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
They get to this house. It's adorable. I
Oh,
wanna stay
yeah.
in this house.
Oh, it's great.
I think my guess is it's in the Garden District. It's sort of what it looks
Can we
like. It's
talk
very
about the
pretty.
caterer?
Yes, the next thing, the private chef there to make them an authentic Nola dinner, and I am here for all of this. It looks
Wow.
amazing.
This must have cost a lot of money.
Yes.
Okay. Were there
This is what
stern
happens when you charge $350 for wisps of hair.
Well, my first thought was like, is that food gonna all go cold? But then I saw there were Sternas under it,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
think. Because this is what I think about.
Right.
But that food looked absolutely
It
delicious.
really did.
Oh my god.
This woman, pulled it off and then pulled out the dry ice, so it's
I
just
know,
all
I
with
know,
the mocktails and
I
everything.
know, I know. Now I watch it with the closed captioning on, and a lot of
Okay.
times that cuts off the titles and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Did it say what company she worked for? Because they should
Yes.
give her a plug.
Yes, they absolutely did, and I forget
Okay.
what it was, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, it had her at
Okay.
handle somehow.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, she got absolute credit for that. So, of course, they have to go upstairs and now get all dressed up fancy for this.
Mhm.
And Macy says she's stressing about hiding her pregnancy and is especially worried about telling Demi, given her current fertility challenges. And given how upset she is about Taylor, she's like, this trip is not the time to be telling people that I'm
Yeah.
great with child. Put a pin in that. This episode is so fucked. So now we see everyone at the table and they all get a text from Jen and it's a
Mhm.
video. So
Mhm.
Jesse plays it. Jen is in the car crying after therapy. She
Yeah.
explains that her first trimester has been hell. She's in a super dark place. She's trying to focus on her health, physical and mental, and trying to protect this baby and herself. And she says it's important that she stays home. And she's been really hurting and thinks she hurts people. And she's really sorry.
Mm.
It felt sincere to me.
It felt sincere to me too.
Layla is like, dude, mental health issues trump everything. Like, if she's really, I think this is the first time most of them are like, oh,
Oh,
she's really in
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah.
This isn't her just being a whiny bitch over here. Like, this
Mm-mm.
girl is in trouble. And she knows, Jen knows what she's done. I still don't understand what she's done that's so terrible,
I'm
but
losing track of who did what to whom.
I know.
Yeah.
What did Whitney do to Michaela?
Well, we know now.
I
She was
know.
like talking about her skin condition.
I know.
What
I
an
know.
asshole.
That's terrible.
But like, we need that context. We shouldn't have to go searching out BDFs to tell us.
No, we shouldn't. They should be telling us
Jesus.
all of this. We should have like a scorecard every time someone's like, I'm pissed at this
Yes.
person. Bring up like one of those little pieces of paper so we can see all the transgressions each of them have done to each other.
Agree.
So she's going to prioritize that Jen is suffering and give her grace because of that, Layla says.
How lovely.
Miranda says Jen has said that she feels bad about how she treated Jesse, and Jesse's like, I'm fine with closure. Like, I'm totally open to having a conversation with her. And if she can just say, look, I fucked up, we can move on. And I think Jen could say that.
I agree.
And I think that's what she would say. And Jessie says she now gets that Jen is struggling way more than she thought. And she has learned that she never wants anything like this to happen again. This isn't what Mom Talk stands for.
It's not what Mom Talk stands for.
I think we should have a whole list of everything that Mom Talk is not. Because it doesn't seem to be a lot, but it's a lot of things it's not.
I agree.
And Demi, ever the bitch, says she has a hard time with someone crying in a car and making excuses, and I don't buy it. I think crying videos are manipulative and cowardly. I mean, I know you're struggling, but do better to the people who have real issues with you.
Wow.
Demi is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm totally soured on her. We're done with her.
Me too.
Okay, good. So Demi says she is hesitant to talk to Jen about anything. And Macy's like, dude, I'm hesitant to talk to anyone in this group about anything because you people are crazy.
I love Macy so much.
I love Macy too. I feel like she's like the lone voice of reason 99% of the time.
Me too. I just love her. I adore
do too. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's not great stuff there, but I think overall she has her head on more straight than everyone else here.
They say that kind of, I forget which episode it was, but they're kind of like, you know, Macy, you managed to ride the fence and stay in the middle. And I'm like, that's what I like about her.
Yes.
Yeah.
She doesn't get pulled into drama. Demi now gets all up in her feelings and hurt and says not to demonize anyone in the group because there are good friendships here. Okay, girl.
Yep.
Now, Michaela says, I also don't trust Demi because this is not going well. So now these girls are going out up into the club, and they're going to the club where Stevie and Maddie went.
Yes.
The same burlesque show.
Yes. And they are dressed to the nines every time they go anywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think even when these girls are in sweats, they look better than I ever do.
Have they even walked into an Old Navy in their lives, do you think?
Probably for their kids.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe they're more Gap for their kids. I don't know. Maybe they're more boutique, or maybe they're actually just Target, which is why they can afford to do the rest of this shit.
Maybe.
I don't know. So they're at this burlesque show, and Jessie says, though, since the Chippendales, I learned that the lesson of all this and to tell people what they're walking into. Smart move.
I also like Jessie. She's growing on me.
She's growing on me too. When she's away from Demi, I like her.
Yes, I agree.
Michaela's like, I mean, the only burlesque I've ever seen is Moulin Rouge on Broadway, and that was great. Not the same.
No.
Not even remotely the same. First of all, that's not burlesque.
No.
So that's just entirely different. The girls are completely scandalized by this show. They keep going to Layla's face, and it's fucking hilarious because she's like, whoa!
I know. I know. She's so stunned.
Shocked by all of this.
Okay, but I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is burlesque usually this provocative? Like, they are showing everything.
I think it depends. I mean, the burlesque I've done, you can't take your underwear off.
Right.
But you take your bra off.
Right, but you have pasties on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a Pennsylvania thing. You have to.
Yeah, I felt like there was a lot.
Because if you cover the
here.
nipples, it's not nudity. I don't know.
Whatever.
Some bullshit.
Okay.
Whatever. But yeah, Layla's face is ridiculous. The whole thing. And then and the girls are scandalized by the show. And Layla's like, this isn't what I thought it would be. And I might have PTSD from this whole situation. Whitney didn't realize that she'd see all of the people's parts.
Yes.
And is also scandalized by all of this. Now there's a woman on stage who pulls a joint out of her hoo-ha, smokes it, and then gives it to Layla to smoke.
Yeah.
And Layla's like, I regret everything. I want this cut from the show. I don't want any member of this ever.
They really give Layla a hard time about this because they're like, you could have an STD.
and
I think
could have a
they're
yeast
joking.
infection.
But
I think they totally are.
But my thing is, I wouldn't worry so much about that. You smoked it after somebody put their own lips on it. Like, I'd be worried about getting a cold or
Oh,
getting a stomach virus or getting mono like I got when I drank out of Dennis O'Connor's beer when I was 13.
mm,
And I had
mm.
mono and I had to stay home from school for 3 months.
I got mono and I don't know how I got it. I got it
Oh,
in college, but I wasn't kissing anybody.
no, I was
I don't know
drinking out
how
of
I
somebody's
got it.
beer.
And I was in bed for like 2 months. It was bad. And
Yeah.
I was exhausted, but I couldn't sleep.
Yes. The
So,
only positive that came out of it is that I lost 40 pounds, and my parents thought that was a great big thing, a
mm,
big happy thing,
yeah,
because an illness.
right. I had tonsillitis and strep throat at the same time, so I couldn't really swallow. So all I ate was water ice. And because I couldn't sleep, but it was 1993, there was really no TV on in the middle of the night.
Mm-mm.
So on C-SPAN, I would watch
Oh,
the
god.
Russian evening news
Oh, god.
because it was like the only thing on.
Okay.
Such a
I'm gonna
dork.
press back on that there were different things on in
I
1993.
couldn't find it. I
Like
don't know what was
MTV.
happening.
MTV was on.
I don't know what was happening there.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, I was watching the Russian evening news. Meanwhile, back in Provo,
That's why we love you.
I know, I'm such a dork.
Mhm.
Taylor goes to her parents' house, which is always a good time for her. And we see Aspen and Leanne, and they're doing a puzzle. I'm coming to realize I think Aspen is the only sane person in this family.
Yeah, Aspen
She's
is
not
amazing.
100% great, but she's the
Aspen
best.
is amazing compared to Leanne.
Well, my thumb is amazing compared to
Mhm.
Leanne. Leanne is terrible.
Yeah.
And Taylor says after the Saints and Sinners party, she's not in a good spot. And the fact that Demi brought up the domestic violence thing was really tough for her. Taylor tells her mom what happened, the post CMA award post, blah, blah, blah. And Aspen's like, let's go straight to war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Aspen,
Yeah.
I see you. Leanne starts to try to call her a see you next Tuesday, but goes a CW.
CW.
And they're
Mhm.
like,
Like the
Mom,
channel.
right.
Mhm.
I'm like, they're like, what are you trying to spell? Like,
Yeah,
just no idea.
I worry about the school system there in general, but
Yes.
now I'm even more
Now I'm
worried.
even more worried. And Taylor says she's doing all the work she can. She's doing therapy. She and Dakota are also going to therapy. Like they're trying to work out all their shit. And Leanne asks if any of the other girls have had her back. What's going on with Michaela and Macy and Layla, who really goes just with the wind.
Mhm.
Layla will go
You don't want
whichever
Layla
side.
you don't want Layla on your side in a bar fight.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, because she's going to go to whichever side she thinks will win.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
will cause her the
Or
least
she's
amount of
just
pain.
gonna leave the bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Leanne is surprised Miranda hasn't stood up for her. And I'm like, have you met Miranda? She seems to have the personality of wallpaper paste.
Yeah. I
Now, I
forgot
understand
Miranda
they
was
were,
even on the show.
I know, I forget about her too. Now, I understand that she was Taylor's best friend at one point.
Mhm.
But Aspen wants us to know Miranda has no backbone. She says it like 3 times.
We're not surprised.
Not surprised. Taylor says staying at home, going to therapy, being with her kids was the much better choice than going to New Orleans. And she's probably right. Leanne says Taylor has been a great friend. She created Mom Talk. She created all of this for these people. And Taylor shuts her down. She's like, the group resents when everyone says that this is all me. So can we please stop
Yeah.
with that? It's like
Yeah.
just making it worse.
Mhm.
And she doesn't know where she stands with anyone right now. And she's just feeling all alone. And she says she needs to trust her gut. And she knew her relationship with Dakota wasn't healthy. So she's trying to work through that.
Mhm.
And Aspen's like, look, everyone told you something was off with Dakota.
Yeah.
You weren't listening to your gut, but you also weren't listening to all of us who were like, this
Yeah.
is not good. And Taylor calls out her parents switched on a dime once the baby showed up, which I'm like, good for you. She's like,
Yep.
mom and dad hated him until the baby, and now they
Good.
love him.
Good.
Like,
Yep.
I'm glad she called them out on that.
I am too.
I don't think Leanne picked up on it, but I'm glad she said it out loud.
I'm glad to.
And Aspen's like, look, I like Dakota. I just don't like the two of you together. It's just not good.
Which is fair.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Leanne asks Taylor if she prays, and I'm like, this just doesn't feel helpful right now. I understand why
Leanne
you
is
go there.
real Jesus-y.
Oh,
She's real
Jesus-y.
into it.
I think she's real into it when it benefits her.
I don't know, but it would drive me insane.
Yeah, it would drive me
I can
insane
tell
too.
you that.
And Leanne says only Taylor can change her life. And for once, I'm
Mhm.
like, Leanne, you are correct.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, back in New Orleans, Whitney goes to bed. Jesse's going to do Layla's hair, and Miranda's getting a lymphatic massage,
Mhm.
which honestly just looked like, I think, Michaela just grabbing her meats on her armpits.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what that was. And Layla says she's a little high right now, so that will help with this conversation from that one hit. Layla, calm
Okay,
down.
Layla.
Calm down.
Chill out.
Yeah. Layla asks if Demi ever sees herself being friends with Taylor again. And she's like, I don't see Taylor being able to take accountability or have the emotional maturity to have a deep and meaningful friendship. So the answer is no.
Mm.
Who are you?
I know. I
Who the
can't
fuck
stand
are
this
you?
lady. I know.
Now we talk about the status of Whitney. And Demi's like, we're repairing with Whitney. And Macy is
Right in
confused.
front of Whitney, correct?
No, Whitney's upstairs.
Oh, Whitney. Oh, right. She
She's
went to bed.
upstairs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
And Macy's confused because Demi has been telling Macy to be done with Whitney. So Macy's like, what are you even talking about? And I think Macy's really starting to realize, like, Demi's the problem here.
Yes.
She's the shit
Yes.
stirrer.
Yeah.
And Demi says, I appreciate the effort from Whitney, especially around the Taylor situation. Taylor just doesn't know how to be a friend. Demi, stop talking about Taylor.
I know. I know.
Get a new hobby
I know.
that
It's
isn't
bad.
just bitching about Taylor. Macy asks if she's chummy with Whitney because they're ganging up on Taylor. And Demi is frustrated because don't you all see that Taylor's the problem?
Taylor's not the problem.
No, the problem is you, girl.
And
Actually,
I'm
the problem's kind of
sorry.
all of you.
I'm sorry. Taylor does get to throw the weight around that she started this.
Yes.
They would not have this if it were not for Taylor.
Agreed.
Period.
Agreed.
So she needs to get in line. You're not kicking Taylor out. That's
No.
not happening.
No, it's not happening.
Mm-mm.
Jesse asks what's a good question, which I think is, where would Taylor be if she had never met Dakota? And she feels erratic, and Demi just keeps pounding on Taylor being toxic. It's an interesting thing. Like, what would have happened if she'd taken the time to heal?
Yeah.
She met Dakota 2 months after she got out of her marriage.
Yeah.
So, like,
And then got pregnant pretty quickly.
had an ectopic pregnancy, a
Right.
chemical pregnancy, and then ever.
Yeah.
Which I want to be like, girl, after the first 2?
I feel like that was the universe trying to tell you something, girl.
Well, I also think, could we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Like,
They
or get an
won't.
IUD?
No, remember, she said they were trying to have a baby.
I know. Why?
After the ectopic pregnancy. I don't know.
Why? It
I don't
doesn't make
know.
sense. So, Demi thinks Taylor just chases chaos. Macy thinks Demi has lost perspective of what's important about mom talk.
Mm-hmm.
Now they go upstairs. Whitney wears a scary mask, freaks them all out. Okay. Next day, Layla comes into the kitchen with the worst game ever.
Which I guess we learned is production driven, right?
It's production driven, but I don't care. I wouldn't have done it.
Okay, so I have a hot take here.
Okay.
Well, go ahead and then I'll share it.
Okay.
Okay.
And so Whitney's like, I wonder if someone's pregnant. Someone could be pregnant. Someone in this group seems to always be pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Macy is freaking out. She's like, this is not how I want to tell people that I'm pregnant.
This was shitty. And if not only did it feel gross, but it was physically gross that you're touching pee sticks of other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Layla says she's been late for her period, which is why she wants to do this. And Demi's like, this is a cruel prank. And I'm like, for once, I'm like, Demi, you're fucking right.
So
This is
here's my hot
disgusting.
take. Here's my
Yes.
hot take. I didn't have a ton of sympathy for Demi when she was screaming, crying about this because yes, it is very, like, it's terrible, right?
Mhm.
But girl, this is what you do to other people
Oh, I know.
all the time.
I know.
So now maybe this will humble you and you will start to fucking realize that you have to treat people like human beings.
Except it doesn't. It does the exact opposite.
Because I'm Amy Archer, I know she didn't deserve it and I feel bad.
Yeah.
But there was a part of me that I was like, you know what? You reap what you sow and you're a total asshole to everybody else.
Mhm.
Like the fact that I don't think people realize how devastating that could have been when she brought up Ever and she brought up that fight at that party. If she had said something on camera, like Taylor could have lost her child.
I don't think so at this point.
Maybe not, but it's
a low blow.
It's a very low blow. And it's like you don't want to go into that dangerous territory.
No.
So she's willing to go there. She is willing to hurt people.
Oh, yeah.
And just hit them where it hurts and kick them while they're down. And now somebody's being insensitive to her, which it is insensitive.
This
110%.
is horrifically insensitive.
But somebody's being insensitive to her. And suddenly she's like, oh, I need everybody to, you know what I mean? That was a little annoying to me.
Okay.
But overall, I agree with you. This was horrible.
This is horrible.
Mhm.
Whitney's like, I better not be fucking pregnant.
But I'm going to tell you, I felt mostly bad for Macy in this. Like, I felt bad for Demi, but I felt real bad for Macy because Macy was put in a position then where she
Of having
doesn't
to
wanna
tell.
tell them
I know.
because it's a bad thing.
I know. I know.
It
I
was
felt bad for
awful.
both Michaela and
Yeah,
Macy,
it was awful.
but I don't know. This is an area around which I could have so much empathy.
I totally
And
understand,
I
and
think this is just sick.
when she said, "I cry every time I take a pregnancy test," I have
I
been there,
Me
you've
too.
been there, it's heartbreaking, and I get
Mhm.
but I also think, like, you do this to other people.
Yes, she's
So
terrible at
maybe
other people too.
hopefully you will learn from this is my point, and not
Yeah.
do this to other people because you see how bad it hurts.
Right, but that's
But
not
I don't think she
what's
will.
gonna happen.
Yeah. Little Miss Recap will return in a moment. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support.
So, Michaela pulls out the first positive pregnancy test, and Jessie, like, loses her mind. She's like, "Ah!"
Yes.
It's kinda funny.
Yes.
Now, Demi is like, "Okay, who is fucking pregnant?" And they all look at Miranda as she's being quiet, and she's like, "Not me." Now Macy's panicking.
It's
Demi
horrible.
is getting more and more anxious as they're pulling
Mhm.
these out,
Mhm.
and she pulls a test, and it's positive. So now we have 2 people that are pregnant. This is where for Demi, I'm like, "This would fucking break my heart."
Yeah. Yeah, because for one split second, she thought maybe it was her.
First, yeah, and then
Mhm.
realized it's not
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
And both Macy and Michaela are freaking out, and Demi breaks down, and everyone just hugs her, which is the
Mhm.
appropriate thing to do,
And
but I'm like,
I
"This is
wanna be
so
I wanna
fucked."
be very clear. I feel horrible for her.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you can't treat people like shit
No.
and really go low and then want everyone to feel sympathy for you when you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's it was a bad idea.
It was a
Why
bad
are they
idea.
doing this?
I said, "I hate Demi, but my heart is breaking for her at this
Yeah.
point."
Yeah.
And she says she can't explain how deeply sad she is, and immediately thought for a second it could be her, and then realized it couldn't be her.
So I wonder too, now that I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about Demi and Taylor in a different way.
Okay.
And I wonder if and I've been there too and you've been there.
Mhm.
I wonder if there's a little bit of like I am angry at Taylor because she just seems to be able to have kids
Yeah.
nilly-willy.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And so there's
Yeah.
a little bit of jealousy there and
Yeah.
that's
That
kind
could
of
also be driving it too.
yeah, yeah.
And Demi is just screaming, like, "Who is it? Who is pregnant?" Jesse says, if anyone knows they're pregnant, like, they need to speak up because this is now getting mean. Macy just says she doesn't know what to do. She feels like it's a bad thing to be pregnant right now. She can't win. She can't win for trying here.
No, I felt bad for both of them. Like
Mhm.
they just felt like what are you going to say in that moment?
Yeah.
It's
It's me.
weird.
And she says she feels ashamed to be pregnant. And this is the opposite of what she wants right now. And Demi just walks off sobbing. And now
Yep.
everyone's like, okay, let's get ready to go.
Well, because and she doesn't really explicitly say this, but we can assume that Macy had trouble getting pregnant too, which is
Yeah,
why she was doing IVF.
right.
So like this should be a glorious moment for her and it was taken away from her too.
Hmm.
It's a bad idea all
This is
around.
awful. This is awful. This
Yeah,
is so fucked
I
up.
agree. I agree.
And Macy and Michaela are talking back in their room. And Michaela says she wants to cry and now feels like she can't be excited.
Mhm.
Macy knows Michaela is pregnant, and we see her calling her right before the trip saying, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm pregnant." And she's like, and now this is really awkward because I'm
Which
pregnant too, but Michaela doesn't know that.
and this is what I'm talking about. The production is so good on this show
Yeah,
because they gave us Macy's pregnancy, but they hid Michaela's from
Michaela's.
us. So
Right.
we would be, not
Surprised.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty interesting.
I did too. And Jesse goes in to check on Demi, who's just sobbing,
Yeah.
and says, even though she and Demi are going through stuff, she still feels devastated for her. And
Right.
as much as I hate Demi, I do too.
Notice who ran to Demi to comfort her.
Jesse.
Jessie. The
Jesse's
one she
sweet.
kicks down over and over.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Demi says she tries so hard to consider everyone's feelings.
No,
Girl.
she doesn't at
No, you
all. That's
don't.
my point.
And she's like, everyone is so flippant with my feelings. And I'm literally, my next point is, do you know yourself?
Yeah.
Have you seen yourself?
You're a total bitch to everyone.
Yes, you treat people like shit
Yes,
all
and
the
if you
time.
and let me tell you something, if she were the one who was pregnant, she would be, like, secretly in glee if this
Oh,
was happening to
of
like,
course.
flip the script.
She'd be
She's
thrilled.
pregnant, Taylor struggles, she'd be
Yes,
thrilled with this.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And Jesse says, like, it wasn't intentionally there to hurt her, but the timing of this is just obviously terrible. And
Yeah.
So now Macy tells Michaela that she's the other one who's pregnant, and they're 2 weeks apart from each other, and they're wearing matching clothes, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't either.
They're
But
wearing
okay.
matching, like, these aren't their pajamas, but
No.
I don't know why we're always
Well, they
wearing
have
matching
matching
clothes.
like day clothes too.
I guess. Amy, do we need matching clothes? I mean, I have that
I
same t-shirt.
guess.
I could be wearing it right now.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Mhm. Michaela says she feels dumb not having picked up on everything going on with Macy. She's like, "Oh my god, now it makes sense. Like there were the patches on her arm and I saw her inject like how did I
Mhm.
miss everything that was happening here?" I'm like, "Well, cuz unless you know to pay attention to something, people don't tend to pay attention to
Yeah.
things."
Yeah.
So they decide they're going to go talk to Demi, and Jessie says she suspects that it was the two of them, and Demi apologizes for her reaction, and they're like, "You have nothing to apologize for. Like this is just
Mhm.
awkward and shitty, and this is
Mhm.
not how any of us wanted this to go down, but thanks Layla and production."
Yeah.
Demi's like, "Look, I'm excited for them, but I feel bad that I made this about myself," and she wonders if this will ever happen for her, and I feel that I've felt
I
that.
felt for her too because
Yeah.
we're better people than her.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are. Meanwhile, back at Taylor's, she says, "I know I need to give Dakota an answer on this ultimatum, but I love him, but he triggers me, and I probably shouldn't be with him anymore."
Yeah.
And she says he pulls a side of her out that she doesn't like, and it has a bad impact on her self esteem, and she needs to put her children first.
Red
Girl, you know what you
flag.
need to do.
Yeah. If somebody makes you feel worse about yourself, nope.
Nope, we're not doing that.
Mm-mm.
And she knows that she needs to let him go and doesn't think they will ever get back together. I'll believe that when I see it. And now we're off to sightsee through New Orleans completely overdressed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know I don't know how these
Mhm.
girls are walking around the French Quarter in these outfits.
Yeah.
But I did love Whitney's dress. It was really cute. I like some of Whitney's clothes.
Yeah.
Some of them are very childlike.
Yes. It's very like Sound of Music.
Yes.
Yes. Like
Yes.
Swiss Alps kind of situation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So they come across a parade in the French Quarter. They hit Cafe du Monde, which is what you should do. And they're wandering the French market, and Jessie thinks this is now the time to pull Demi aside to talk to her about what she said about Jay-Z Styles. And I'm like, "Girl, this is not the time, but I understand you have a camera here, so this is why you have to do it here."
Yeah.
Jessie asks what actually happened on the phone call about the salon, and Demi's like, she says nothing.
Yeah. She really
She says
can't.
a bunch of words
Because
that mean
Taylor was
nothing.
exactly right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jessie's like, "I felt like you were taking business away from me, which
Mhm.
really sucks given everything I do for this group of friends, and I feel really taken advantage of,
Good
which
for
you
her.
should."
Mhm.
And Jessie's like, "I feel like I never get this respect back. Like I give and I never get anything back." And Demi says her intention wasn't to shit on her business, but even if it feels that way, that isn't what she meant. I don't
Okay.
believe that at all. At
Okay. I
all.
don't believe it either.
Jessie says she feels betrayed. Her explanations aren't cutting it, and she feels like she's blaming it on other people and wonders if Demi is actually the poison in the group. Go with that,
Yep.
girl.
Yep. Go with your gut,
Go
girl.
with your gut on this one.
Mhm.
Back at this lovely house, we see them having a poem in a
Okay.
flashback, having a poem made
Okay.
about mom talk from a street performer, and I knew you'd have things to say, so go ahead.
Number 1, the poem sucks. Okay,
Yes.
but I'll get that out of the way. Number 2, that guy was a little cutie pie.
He was a cutie pie.
Sitting with his little card table writing poems for people walking by. I'm like, this is what I should be doing.
This is what you should be doing.
Yeah, yeah. He was
Yeah,
cute.
he was cute.
I was into him.
Okay. Of course you
But the
were.
poem was not good.
No, it was not good.
Mm-mm.
So now they all start repeating this super creepy creed, and I'm not really sure
Yeah,
what to
remember
make of this.
Ashley was telling us about this.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's from Young Women's, and they
Yep.
go to that when you're 13, and it's all weird. And Jessie's like, having this done in a chant by a group of people is kind of why I think people say we are a cult.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jesse's like, I don't really believe in it all anymore. I mean, maybe the afterlife stuff. And so we're talking a lot about religion here,
This
which is
was
fascinating.
really interesting.
I
Yeah.
wish we could have had a lot more of this
Yes.
conversation.
Yes.
More of this, less of people screaming at each other.
Yeah. Who poked who in the eye or whatever. Mhm.
Miranda says that she resonates with the core values of
She
Christianity.
resonates with it.
Mhm,
Mhm.
She resonates with the core values of Christianity, which I wanted to say that for you because I knew it would upset you.
Guys, I have to let a lot of the grammar go. I just have to.
With these girls, you do. And Jesse's like, I'm not even sure if we really know the Book of Mormon is real. And the girls are like, ah!
Yeah.
Whitney is like losing her mind over there
Yeah.
because I think Whitney is still real devout.
Whitney's real bought in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Jessie says she even tried to get her ceiling broken with her first husband. So now we talk about that. Miranda talks about Chase. Here's really what made me go, this is so fucked up. Chase left the church before Miranda did.
Mhm.
So what that meant is that Miranda was no longer sealed to her own children because the
Wow.
sealing goes through the husband, not through her, and him leaving the church fucked it all up.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm here to tell all of you that these are all just made up rules. None of this none of this is real.
No,
So,
no.
if you believe in the afterlife, you're gonna be with your kids in the afterlife.
Mhm.
Relax. Nobody is arbitrarily deciding, "Oh, who's sealed? Let me see your identification."
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Layla says if Cam wants it, she would get married through the temple. And everyone's like, that's not the reason to do it. And she's like, what I mean is, if it's important to him, it becomes important to me. Like on its own, it's not important to me. It's like when I got married the second time, I didn't need a wedding, but
Yeah.
my ex husband hadn't had one.
Yes.
And so it was important to him. So we had one
Right.
because
Yeah.
that's what you do for someone you love.
Yeah. It's really it's not a big deal.
Yeah, Demi freaks out on her about this. It's so
Mhm.
stupid. And now the girls are going out to dinner. They get all dressed up in black. They get vamped out
Yes, they do.
because we're going to Vampire Apothecary.
Okay, I was into this.
I figured you would be.
Yeah, this was kinda cool. I could see Jenny being real into this.
Apparently, it's a big tourist trap.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse doesn't think the Mormon church will be really into this. And
Mm.
drinking blood is probably verboten. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Just the
I
way
would
she said
say.
it, she's like, I don't really know where the Mormon church sits on vampires, but I think we're against drinking blood.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we talk about the Christmas party. Is it a mom talk event? Will everyone be invited? And Demi's like, I put a lot of intention into the night and I want the end of the year to be on a high note.
It won't be.
No. Demi says Brett is equally as unhappy with Taylor as she is.
Brett can
Is he?
fuck right off.
Yeah, Brett can fuck off.
God.
So now they're drinking virgin blood out of bags because reasons.
'Cause you do.
Because you do. And Demi wants to hear everyone's thoughts on Taylor. Demi, stop.
Mhm.
Stop obsessing on Taylor. Get
Mhm.
over it.
Mhm.
Does she deserve to be here? Is she a good representation of what mom talk is supposed to be?
Yep. Now there's the power grab.
Right. That's
Yep.
all she's trying to do.
Yep.
Jesse, who I'm now going to say is ever the voice of reason,
I agree.
says that things ebb and flow. And if Taylor apologizes, she's not going to hold a grudge forever. This is dumb.
I agree.
This is all the right thing. Demi tells Jesse that Taylor didn't apologize appropriately. Okay, Demi, are you like the queen of apologies now?
And what does that mean?
Yes.
What is an appropriate apology?
I don't know. It felt like an apology to me.
Yeah.
Now, Demi is on a tear to get rid of Taylor, and she says it hurts people in the group as a whole. Miranda's like, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but she's also trying to heal her own hurt with Taylor because Miranda's whole marriage came apart because of the Taylor swinging situation. So, like, Miranda has a whole bigger beef with her than everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yes, the people who were in the line of fire for that it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Demi asks, how many chances do we give her before we ask if she's a psychotic child?
This gets real dark.
And says she will not be a part of mom talk if Taylor stays. Put a pin in that.
I would be like, okay,
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, bitch. Macy's like, look, I don't think it's really fair to kick anybody out here. Let's just kind of move forward together.
Especially the person who created it.
And who's not fucking here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michaela asks if it's the same with the Whitney situation, as Whitney's just sitting right there.
I know, I love it.
And Whitney's just like, Demi
Whitney's real quiet about all of this.
Do
you notice?
Oh, yeah. She's just trying to slip right back in here.
Yes, she is.
Demi says, look, it's different because Taylor takes over everything in the group. Like you're trying to do right now, girl? Like that?
On some planet, I feel like Demi has a good argument.
Yes.
Imagine you're
Taylor's
in
a mess.
Yes. Imagine you're in a business with someone and that person could tank your business at any time.
Yes.
Because they're so impulsive. They're so, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I understand the frustration around that.
I do too.
But you also wouldn't have a business if not for this person.
Right. So calm down.
Yeah. Chill
Just
out.
calm down. Michaela says, oh, the Whitney situation. So Whitney thinks Taylor has narcissistic tendencies, and she agrees with Demi, but she's just going to stay right the hell out of this.
It doesn't present to me as narcissism at all.
No,
A
not
lot
at
of
all.
the BDFs, some of the BDFs were saying it could be, what were they saying?
ADHD or complex PTSD.
Yes, that's a
That
better
fits
fit
much
for
more.
me.
Yeah.
She doesn't strike me as a narcissist at
No,
all.
no. I think she's someone who has very poor impulse control.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you a narcissist.
Right. Correct.
I mean, some people I know who have narcissistic tendencies actually have very good impulse control because they're very calculating in that way.
Yep.
And
I'm looking at you, Cody Brown.
exactly. Demi wants to know why we are all giving her opportunities. And Layla's like, look, we get most of our opportunities because of Taylor. Like, let's be really real about this. Without Taylor, we don't have most of this.
Yeah.
Demi says, if this is a normal business, Taylor would be gone. Well, first of all, it's not a normal business. And second of all, I think you'd be gone.
Yeah. Because if this were normal business, Taylor would have taken control of the situation and fired Demi.
Yes.
Kick her out.
Absolutely. Michaela's like, this is a lot. And I'm not sure what Demi is willing to do to get to the top, and it's making me nervous. Macy asks, what about Demi coming for Jesse's business? And she's like, look, that was way different. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it way different? Demi tells them to do what they will with that, but she is not, but they are all ruining mom talk by allowing Taylor to stay.
Okay.
And no one wants to choose sides. And how many friendships do people vote in or out? Which is a valid question. I've never voted someone in or out in a friendship before.
No, me either.
And that's where we leave them with one episode to go. Our next time on.
Okay.
Layla tells Taylor that Demi's willing to leave mom talk. Leanne comes to Demi's party, and Demi is a total asshole.
Leanne, again, not respecting boundaries.
No, Leanne is a real problem, but so is Demi.
Yep.
Demi and Taylor duke it out, and Macy doesn't feel like this is what mom talk is about. Because that's really, I think, all Macy's goal in life is to be like, this is not what mom talk is about.
It's almost like Leanne doesn't have impulse control.
It is. And Jesse says there is more than Demi is saying about the hair stuff. And that's where we leave all these people.
Okay. I watched it because I was laid up in bed yesterday.
Right, because you had nothing else to do other than sit there and cry about maybe throwing up.
Yeah, it was, I was really my whining was at a peak yesterday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I drove Timmy crazy.
I was going to say, he must have loved that.
Yeah, because he's good for like half an hour and then starts to get annoying to him.
It would get annoying to me too, I understand.
Yeah. All right, we've said it all.
We have said it all.
I love this show.
I do too. One to go, and the last one's really good.
Yes, it is. And it will be back in the fall, I believe, right?
I believe so too.
So we will be covering it.
We sure will. We'll be right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Another announcement I want to make that I forgot is, and I know I've said this already, but Becca and I will be covering the McBee Dynasty season 2. We did cover season 1 right here on the podcast. Season 2, oh my God, the old man's going to be in jail. I mean, I'm here for it.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah,
it's
going to be good. If you really love the McBees and you think they're great people and stuff, you may not want to listen.
No, it's not a positive spin on the McBee family. Which, to be fair, I'm not sure they deserve a positive spin.
There's some of them that are good.
Yes.
But
poor Steve Jr. is just trying to keep this whole boat afloat.
I know.
Despite what his brothers and his idiot father keep doing.
And this will be a good example of we can cover a show and we can like some people who don't hold the same political views as us at all.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
So we will not be talking really about that. We're just going to be talking about their behavior.
Yes.
And we're very excited.
I'm excited too.
So that starts. I just got the screeners.
Oh boy.
Email.
Oh boy. When does it start?
Let me look. Hold on. Advanced screeners. Watch the first 3 episodes. So season 2 premieres Monday, June 30th at 9.
Okay.
Available to stream the next day on Peacock.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, you know what? I'll wait and I'll have this business meeting with you off air.
Okay. That sounds
How about
good.
that? Okay.
That sounds good. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you, because I have on LinkedIn that I'm the director of operations for Little Miss Recap.
Yes.
I got a solicitation yesterday. I have to read this to you. It's really funny. Hi, Amanda. Saw you're leading things at Little Miss Recap as director of operations. Curious how you're handling hydration and wellness in the office.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
small line
Mhm.
item that often becomes a big operational hassle. Would love to connect.
Mm. Okay. I mean,
So I just wrote back and said, "We don't have an office."
can you get us some free water?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't have an office.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. No, we don't.
No.
But,
No, we don't.
hey, whatever.
It made me laugh.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to support the show, you can scoot on over to Patreon, Supercast, or Apple subscriptions, where for $8 a month, you get all of this ad free plus a ton of bonus content.
Mhm.
And anything else, leave us a review, subscribe,
Yeah.
follow me on TikTok and Instagram, where I'm climbing the charts over there, the big
Nice.
4,000.
Woo! Look at
Mhm,
you, you
mhm.
fetus influencer.
Yes, yes.
You embryo influencer.
If my stomach muscles hurt when I laugh.
Oh, because you yeah, okay, let's not worry about that then.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you. Amanda, appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.